stranger in a coffee shop asked you, "When has God shown up in your life?" You might find the question a little odd. But if you paused, chances are you'd have a story to tell. At St. Mark's, we believe God is at work everywhere, and everyone has a God encounter story. Inspired by StoryCorps, this Lent we're introducing GodCorps, an opportunity to record a short interview and share an experience of God at work in your life. We'd love to hear your story.
Can you tell us a story of a moment in your life that has no other explanation other than God showing up?
Yes. When we moved here 10 years ago, we were looking for a church, and we went to 3 others before here. And when we came in, it just felt like home. And I remember it was in the summer, and so the choir wasn't there. I had no idea about the gift of music at our church, so the choir came later in the fall. But that Sunday they had a guest singer who sang 10,000 Reasons for My Heart to Find. And this church has been that for 10 years, 10,000 reasons for revealing God to Mac and I, and for growth spiritually. And I happened to love that song before I sat down that day at church. So them singing it, that man who I never saw again, I just felt like it was God speaking to me and to us.
Can you tell us a story of a time when God spoke to you?
So many here, but well, I feel like he spoke to me today, actually. I was getting very, it's starting to feel poignant to be here because we're moving to Colorado sometime in 26, hopefully. And it's all of a sudden, I was thinking, I cannot cry every Sunday at church, mourning the loss of it before I even leave it. But it felt like that today, so I went for prayer. And one of the things that happened is when they were getting the prayer ministry started, Carol Mosier came up to me and said, "Father Mark wants you to be on the prayer team." And I said, "He wants me to be on the prayer team? Are you sure?" And I was so perplexed that I went to Father Mark and I said, "You want me to be on the prayer team?" He said, "Yes, Donna, I want you on the prayer team." And I said, "All right, you don't have to say it like that, but whatever." No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so the prayer team has been an amazing part of my growth here, and of just showing up and being so still and waiting on the Holy Spirit to guide me. What an education it's been. So I'm grateful that Father Mark saw that gift for me. So anyway, yeah.
Donna, can you tell the story of an encounter where you sensed that God was revealing himself to you through another person?
Every Sunday. Every Sunday. And during the week. Most recently, though, I would say Chris Essenberg and I led a prayer group on Monday nights, and I am going to miss sitting with her on Monday nights. We sat in the choir area of the altar just before Father Tom's class that we attended, and such a gift to pray with her, to learn from her, to lift up all the different ministries of church with the requests they had sent us or our imagined requests that they needed. And it was such a quiet little corner of the world, but it felt big to be sitting on the altar and praying for this beautiful church.
Can you tell us a story of a turning point in your life and how God was involved?
Well, the turning point is happening. We were in prayer about whether to move or stay, and so we both felt clarity about the wisdom of moving and the rightness of it. And one of the cool, and we're moving to be closer to our family, to our daughters and grandchildren, and but one of the cool things that God has done is one of my best friends from when I lived in Colorado before, where I raised my children. She attended the same little Acts church with me and for years. And when I went through my divorce, I asked her to be my prayer partner, and no better person. So anyway, I found out that she was moving to the same town because she wanted to be close to her daughter and her grandkids. And if I could have picked anyone from Colorado that I knew back then to live near, it would have been her. She's a godly woman and a good friend, and we laugh. And I see the hand of God in that to give me hope, because he knows how important women friendships are to me.
Do you have any other thoughts or stories about how God has touched you in your life that you want to share with us?
In my whole life, just one thing I can think of that, my father passed away when I was 28. He was 6'9". He was a gentle giant. He was a great leader of our family. And because of him, I didn't really feel the need for God, because he was my God. I quoted him in every group I was ever in. My father said that. My father said that. And my brother said after he died, it took Dad dying for me to see that God had been standing behind him the whole time. And my father was so distracting in a really nice way, but it took the loss of him for me to seek after God and to find out where my dad was, where he went. It was clear in his dying that he was going somewhere, and to all of us in the room. And so anyway, that led me to a real time of growth and searching and seeking. And I actually became a born-again Christian in that process. And that was a beautiful loss. And I think that's what's happening right now again with the church. It feels like a beautiful loss. So,
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to this episode of St. Mark's Episcopal Church, Godcore. If you would like to record one of these episodes and tell your story about how you've experienced God, please use the link in the notes to schedule your time. We look forward to hearing your story, and we hope that you continue to tune in to hear ours. Thank you, and God bless you.